Hello, this is Mike with Tradewinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Clipper Sport 108 ST pop-up travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a couple of things to think about when you're parking this. First off, I want you to think about how much room you're going to need to have your awning opened up and your beds on each end. Then I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your city water connection will be toward the front here, and your power cord stores inside just above your tire. Big long cord there. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities and set your trailer up. Once we arrive, first thing we're going to do is level your unit. Then comes the hand crank tongue jack. Crank it to the left, get it level. It needed to come down. Left to bring it down, to the right to bring it up. I'm just going to bring it down because it was pretty high in the front. Once we got our unit level, next thing we do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these scissor stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch hand crank. Get that on there and run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we want to do is stabilize it. Never use these as leveling jacks. Just a stabilizing. I'm going to recommend jack pads or blocks of some type underneath your feet. Gonna keep them from sinking into hot blacktop and getting all dirty. Once we got our unit level, stable, next thing we'll do is hook up our power and water. Again, your power cord stores inside here. Flip this up and pull this out. Big long 30 amp cord. Now, should you need to plug into a 110, you can take a puck and bring it from 30 amp down to 15 amp. We'll go ahead and plug the unit in. There's your power. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and set your unit up. Before we go ahead and pop everything open, I'm going to walk you around the unit and show you a few things. This is your hot water heater. When you first arrive at the campsite, one thing you want to make sure is that your anion rod is in there. That's a drain plug / anion rod. Collects the metals in your hot water heater. Make sure that is in there before turning on any water. If your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, out here is a 12 volt and 110 reset. Turn this hot water heater on indoors. Here's where you hook up city water for campsites. You have a hot and cold shower. There's a drain plug. There's the back of your fridge for access for technicians. This is a flue for your furnace. Few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of this. They do get hot. And lastly, we sell bug guards for these. Mud daubers, mud wasps like to get up in these for some reason. They like the heat. Good investment. Pick up some of those. Over here is where your fresh water will go in. Power. Spare tire, keep that cover on there. Keeps that from dry rotting over time. Up here is where you can plug in cable. It'll trickle charge your batteries. You have a nice storage area up front here. Make sure you have that locked when you're traveling. A couple of 110s. A lip for a griddle here. The porch light. The steps, we'll bring those down after we pop everything open. This is access panel to this front here. You got your safety bars, your sand pad, quick connect LP hose. Here's your LP, lefty loosey to open. There's your regulator for that. Well, it covers everything out here. Let's go ahead and open it up. We're gonna walk along and pop all of these up. I'll send you a separate video on setting up manual Dometic awnings. Got all these open. We're just gonna start cranking this up. We got the square-headed hand crank down there. To the right, we'll bring it up. Now as we're going up, we are watching this cable. When that cable gets taut, it's going to be all the way up. More taut. There we go. Got that up. Now the first thing we're going to do once that's up is put in our safety bracket. We have 2 of those. We square head and a slotted end. Slotted end is going to go up top. Once that's up there, push the bottom end in. Whatever side you put that in, the other one goes in the opposite corner. So we're going front right, so we're going left rear. Again, slide it end up. Tap that in there. Just pull this cam up from behind. Next thing we're going to do, grab the ends of our bed here, pull this toward us. Grab our door, let that fold down. Come back here. Grab this and go straight out toward me. Back here. Finish pulling that one out. You'll feel it pull up when it does. Now, on all of the corners, you're going to have a corner protector that's going to go on first. That's the one that has the Velcro. That will Velcro underneath. All the way down. Then pull your main piece over. Also, you have a bungee cord that will go from one side to the other. We'll have to set this corner down first. Again, our corner. The Velcro. Then when that bungee comes over, you see there's a spot with the Velcro for that. I'm just going to keep that up underneath there for you. We'll finish this corner. Next thing we're going to do is go around, pull these from the outside, get them out and around. Repeat the process down at this end. And then the last thing we'll do on the outside is zip these down, Velcro over. Get all those down. Let's go ahead and head up inside. Finish setting up before going over some things. First thing we want to do is grab our net leg, or our kitchen leg here, lift that up. And that is going to sit down onto these switches right there. That is going to turn on your lights. Alright, with that down, let's go ahead and set your bed up. Underneath each one, you have what I call a shepherd's hook. Curved on one end, straight on the other. Put the straight end in and have your curved end up. Now as we push this forward, this is going to set in there, like so. You just had quickly that end set up. Before we go that way, pull this forward, set that back. And then put this up here for the back. Allows room to get down here, and we do the same thing. Alright, we got our bed set up. Set our dinette up just by lifting up our cushions, putting them back there. Let me double check here. Yeah, underneath each side you do have a wooden piece to pull back. You have storage underneath here, access to your water pump here. And over on this side is more storage. Access to an outside table. This table will stand up. Also in here we've got an AC unit. Turn that on here. This is a quick dump to blast the cold air down. That's what crank it out the ends. We also have a super cold here. You also have a hand crank open exhaust vent here. Underneath here you got your griddle or your stove top. Turn these to high, light them with a lighter, stick lighter. Open these up to keep that from falling. Put them in, locking it down. Make sure you lock this back up to keep it from falling when you tip this forward. Heat return. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump to get to your fresh water. And here's 110. Got a magnet for your fridge here, or a safety strap for your fridge. Over here is access panel to your plumbing and storage here. Another 110. Coming back under your dinette is going to be the carbon monoxide propane detector. There's the two legs that set in these posts for your table. Over on the left is 110 with GFCI reset. Here is your breaker box and fuses. A couple of 15s, a couple of 30s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. And over here is our furnace. Turn that on. Hear that crank up over here. There's the return. Unlike the AC that shuts off quickly, when I shut off the furnace, not just this one, all furnaces, when you shut them off, it takes a couple minutes for that fan to cycle through before it shuts off. Over here, you'll pull this all the way forward, bring your cushions on top of that for another place to sleep. Access to your storage outside. Alright, the book covers everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. Close the unit up. This cushion back on the floor. Put that back down. Bring up our big door. Come down here, push that forward. Pull that out. Store it right underneath that bunk so you know which end it belongs to. Get the process down here. Push it forward, it unlocks it. Now with them away, make sure this is up. You can actually put that down once you're at the campsite. Make sure that is up. The door's locked there. And set this down. Everything is ready to be brought down. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to do a lot of reversing the process out here. We're going to unvelcro. We're going to unzip. And we're going to remove our safety bars. Everywhere. Velcro. unzip around the whole unit. Alright, now that we're all set up, if you're at a campsite, you're going to hook up your city water here. Grab your water pressure regulator, hook that up, hook up your hose, go inside and flip open your sink, open up that water line, get all the air out of the line, shut that off, and you are all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping. In that case, down here above your tire, down here is your freshwater tank. The way to tell that's full, there's an overflow valve right here. You don't need a pressure regulator here. You can just gravity fill this with a hose. Once that's full, remove that hose, just camp on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to the city water. That's already pressurized. All right, let's go up inside. After you've done the corners, next we're going to do our bunk ends, starting by unsnapping that string, unvelcro, lift these corners up, just kind of toss all of our fabric inside here, all the way around. I'm just going to lift from the front. Looks like an idiot. All right, bringing them in, you're gonna have to go ahead and unlock these. You have to pull back in your mattress a little bit, get that to unlock. Then you're able to push these in. Up to the closed point. Repeat the process on the other end. Make sure you do unlock them. I'm just going to crank them back down. Get about 3/4 of the way, go around and tuck everything in. You have enough tuck for your last set of fabric there. Enough room for your hand to get in there. Come along, and snaps all this back down. Bring up our stabilizing jacks. Unhook our water, our power. Come to the drain plug for any water that's in your sink. Hook up our hitch and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this clipper for many years to come. Happy camping.